don't know how you feel about Diddy, man. If Diddy did all the things they said he did, he's a perv. You know what I'm saying? He's a pervert. But let's dig deeper. Did he do all the things people saying he did? You know what I'm saying? They haven't really talked about nobody. They talked about some Jane Does, but the biggest thing is they mentioning is the Cassie situation. Well, the Cassie situation, he wasn't being charged with, was he? I think he settled out in court. So, what's the rest of the information? You know what I'm saying? What did Diddy do? Was Diddy just a freak? Was Diddy just throwing freak parties? And celebrities coming, enjoying themselves, freaking off, doing crazy things. But was Diddy taking anything? I don't believe Diddy was taking anything. I believe them dudes was there, consensual, agreeing to be there, getting freaky. They had heard about the Diddy parties for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy was just a freak. And everybody knew that. Everybody that deal with Diddy is a freak. He always got suspect behavior. Like I seen the interview that time with Fabulous and when he was with Jada Kiss, and he was telling him when he gonna party. And Fabulous was like, hey man, what are you talking about? I seen the time he was on stage with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z was performing, and he was hitting him on his butt. You know what I'm saying? Then he pulled down his pants. Like, what are you doing, Diddy? Like, what's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think once you have money, I think you're a possessive kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like when he had Making the Band. Like when he had all these Danity Kane, other groups. I think he controlled people. He like handling people. He's a control freak. And I think that's what it is. The thing with Cassie is out of line. But you need to file criminal charges on that. And I done seen relationships like that. I done seen relationships with a woman and man would brawl and fight and swing on each other and be right back with each other. I done seen relationships happen like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a part of their relationship. I done seen it. So I don't look at that no different as is. If you want to file criminal charges of what he did, he should be in jail for that. Or what he did to that girl, kicked that girl and all that. But she never went to the police about that. So why are we bringing that up? That shouldn't even be nothing we talking about now. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna go back and get that and then recharge them when she never filed no charges on him? The thing with Cassie, I think, is Cassie was enjoying everything. It's like when people say you sell your soul to the devil. When you sell your soul to the devil, sometimes you sell your soul to the devil for fame. You know what I'm saying? Money. Whatever you sell your soul to the devil for. And the punishment you would take is the punishment you have to take or you're willing to take to be in a position in your life. Like probably to help your career. Like I listen to Cassie music. Cassie didn't ever make no good music. So was that a part of her deal? Like was that part of her Puff Daddy messing with her, making her a star? Is they dealing with each other how they were dealing with each other? You know what I'm saying? Like she could have left. Like I can see a Puff Daddy had her in a chamber, locked up in the basement and with chains on. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, a lot of his security guards, they was talking about they had a kind of toxic kind of relationship where they were both on drugs and they was both jumping on each other. So, if you're not gonna charge him for anything criminal, leave that alone. Don't try to bring that into this trial. Y'all charging him for all this other stuff. And if he did what he did, he needs to be in jail. I'm all for that. But what did he do? All this time we've been sitting around waiting to see what Puff Daddy did. What did he do? Like, what did he do? That one girl came out that Jane Doe talking about Jay-Z and Puff Daddy raped her, which wasn't the truth. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to come out with that's going to really put this man in prison for the rest of his life? What do y'all got? He was an undercover cartel worker or something like that where y'all got a bunch of drugs he was moving or something? Like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know the details of what's going on in the trial. And I think it's day one of the trial on the sex trafficking. Stop it. Sex trafficking. Puff Daddy is not sex trafficking nobody. Why they try to make up a law to try to get a guy. And they use that same law on Jack Johnson, the famous black boxer that was living how he was living, mouth full of goals, and he was dating the lighter complexioned woman. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't like that. They that's the same kind of law they did with him, like bringing the girl or whatever across state lines. They tried to hit him with a sex trafficking. He had to go on the run. You know what I'm saying? So that's a weak, like how they gonna prove sex trafficking? Like what they say it's it's a murky line where you got to kind of, where if you invite somebody out to come have, just say for instance, if you book a flight and you book them out to have intercourses with you, that's considered sex trafficking. So I think sex trafficking should be against the person's will. Like if you making a person go over her and sell themselves and do this against their will, I think that's what sex trafficking should be. Not just because you fly somebody out, y'all have a good time, you pay them for the good time, go on about your business. Because you should have did that with Hugh Hefner. Because Hugh Hefner had women in his house from all over that he was flying them out, messing around with them, relationships with them. They was all living in his mansion. He was a big player. He had his robe on. He was smoking cigars, and he was living life like a player. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like if the woman is willingly doing this and he's not forcing nobody to do anything, you shouldn't be able to be charged for a crime that you're participating in willingly, not being forced to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Puff Daddy was forcing anybody. I just think Puff Daddy is a freak. And I think he was having these sex parties doing what he was doing. A lot of celebrities was there. They was out there wilding. And Puff Daddy was being the same old Puff Daddy that he always shows. You know what I'm saying? Seemed like he plays both sides. He might be a little bit bisexual. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if he is. That's his business. You know what I'm saying? But I think Puff Daddy was just living a kind of life where he was just enjoying himself. They was doing drugs. They was partying. They was having these sex parties. And everybody was enjoying themselves, and wasn't nobody being forced to do anything. They were just in there participating. Everybody was participating. So they just trying to bring Puff down. Like if what he did, who did he do that to? Like we already seen a few of these stories. People just coming out. They had a hotline one time. People coming out trying to say what Puff did. It was guys and everything. Like it got kind of crazy, man. And I believe this case is just trash. It ain't no good evidence. What he did to Cassidy was horrible. If you wanted to charge him for a criminal on that, I'll be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But all this sex trafficking, all this craziness, you trying to get at this man because he's a freak. You know what I'm saying? He having crazy sex parties. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do that, it's like you just trying to bring the guy down. And I think Puff, that's why Puff ain't taking no plea deals. Puff gonna go on her with the best law. You see, he gonna fight it. And if I was him, I would fight it too. Because they already torn your legacy down. You done lost a lot of sponsorship. You done lost a lot of money. You paid Cassie out because that video came out and you was piecing her up. And you know she had that kind of documentation on you, you know what I'm saying? But when she was getting pieced up, she should have filed a criminal charge on you. And you should have been sitting in jail for that, you know what I'm saying? But to come back and get the guy later on, I just seen it time after time. You wait till a guy is set and did what he did in his life. I done watched it with Bill Cosby. I done watched it with R. Kelly. I done watched it with Puff Daddy. I done watched it over and over and over and over again. Now it's happening with Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? Now Shannon Sharp finna go through it. You know what I'm saying? He finna go through it. Messed off his $100 million deal. He ain't got no sponsorships no more. And he looks stressed out on his show, man. But I want to see what's going to go on. They said the first day of the trial, Puff Daddy trial, is today. And I want to see I want to see the evidence. And if you got some good evidence and he a horrible being, he need to pay for that. You know, so I'm all for that. I'm all for it. People having their day in court. But if he's a horrible human being when he was doing something to these women, he need to be convicted. He need to be put under the jail. You know what I'm saying? But if he didn't do nothing wrong and he was just being a freak, man, let that man go live his life. And if y'all don't want to participate in the freak party, don't come to the party. He's not forcing you to come there, man. But tell me how y'all feel about that day one of this Puff Daddy trial. Or you think Puff Daddy is going to get convicted, spend the rest of his life in prison? Or you think all this is bull crap? You're going to throw all this crap out. This man going to go on with his life. That's kind of where I'm at. Until they show me some real evidence that's going to sway me another way. But, man, like, comment, subscribe on my video, man. I'm just getting out of work. Like I said before, I'm a little bit under the weather. It's raining outside, so I'm about to get to the house and lay there. I'm feeling a little bit better. My partner gave me some Alka-Seltzer, and then I took one of them liquid IVs, and I'm starting to feel like I'm okay. Not perfect, but I'm kind of feeling like myself a little stuffy. Get home. I'm going to take me some lay down a little bit, give me some rest, man. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about Puff Daddy trial. Day 1, you think that man gonna be convicted? You think this man gonna get out and live his life? I think he gonna get out and live his life, because I want to see some real evidence. And if y'all charging him with the Cassie crime, y'all playing y'allself, because, man, y'all should have charged that when that happened. You know what I'm saying? And I seen toxic relationships, so I know how it go, man. But like, comment, subscribe on my video. I'm out.